It's just one of these things where like it comes out and it's wrong, and you know it's wrong, and like why don't they know it's wrong? They like went through all this trouble with
Man.
like probably a year worth of development for this
I've been saying that.
or something,
No, I've been saying that the whole time.
and like it's wrong, dude. It's incorrect.
It's no great secret that bots have been a very polarizing subject for many PUBG players and many PUBG content creators. I've seen many people say that they've quit the game because of bots, and I've seen many people say that it's actually a good thing that they're new to the game and bots help them get acclimated. I've seen big streamers struggle to find a new game to play, and I've seen the most diehard PUBG fanboys call out just about everyone that would speak an ill word about the game. Now that happened to me quite a bit actually because I dared speak my mind and actually give my honest opinion without sugarcoating it just because it's one of my favorite games to play. I thought, and I still stand by the fact that bots were implemented poorly. And on top of that, for us console players, we did not have a way to avoid the bots when they were first added. But after taking a break from the game and after coming back, has my experience changed? Now before we dive into this off-the-cuff opinionated commentary, make sure to like the video if you enjoy or if you find it useful, and subscribe to stay up to date on everything that I publish. In the background, I have a couple wins from the other night. I played some duos with my friend, and so we were playing on the normal mode because we all know by now that on ranked mode you can only play in squads. Or we could have played two-man squads, but that's just really not our thing. We don't enjoy two-man squads at all. It's actually just not very fun for us. So duos in normal mode it was, and that meant one thing obviously, that we'll be playing with bots. And something happened. I don't know if it's because of the new update or if it's just because I've reached that magic threshold number of games. I was seeing far less bots in my matches before I came back to the game, and one of the major reasons that I put it away for a little bit and actually uninstalled it is because I was getting 70 to 80% bots in all of my matches, it seemed. And that was just flat out unacceptable and not a fun way to play the game, and not PUBG in my opinion. Tons of people would tell me in the comments or on Twitter that they were getting 20% bots and you could barely notice them at all. But unfortunately, I just couldn't reach that magic threshold to only get 20% bots in my matches. So either the stars aligned and things just seemed to work out, or something was done, but I don't know of anything that actually was done with update 7.2 to limit the number of bots. So we'll just go with, I finally proved to PUBG that I'm a somewhat competent player and I don't need 80% bots in my lobbies. And it does indeed make an enormous difference. The game almost felt like it did before. 20% bots, you hardly notice them at all. You might run into one or two in a match, but some matches you might not find any. Obviously you'll see a couple here and there in the kill feed, but really that's not that big of a deal, and bots are so easy to kill it shouldn't really be that big of a deal even if you do have to fight one. Do I like the fact that they're still there for every single player in every single match and there's at least 20 in every single match? No, I don't. I don't like the fact that they're still there, but this is a solid compromise in the time being. Hopefully something can be done in the future to where if you've played enough games or if you've proven to PUBG that you don't need the bots, they can be all but gone in your matches. The first match I'm playing for you here is on Erangel, and of course we jump Yasnaya because that's our favorite spot to go. And as a team, we get 8 kills in this match, and I'm glad to report that not a single bot was harmed, at least by us, in the making of the first half of this video. One side note, I picked up the M249 in this match, and good God, it is crazy to control now. The increase of 50% recoil really did some work on that, so good luck actually handling that thing. You'll see at the very end there's some really bad recoil control going on, but I did the best that I can, but it ends up working out. And the second match that we play is on Sanhok, and we do run into one bot, and that's the only one that we actually come across in the game. So all things considered, it's not that big of an issue. Over the last 3 nights, we've played 8 duos matches, and I think out of those 8 matches, we've probably killed 4 or 5 bots. Because like I said, we're only seeing about 20% in each lobby. And while ranked mode might be a step in the right direction for the game, it's also not exactly what everybody wants. As you know, it's only squads, so you can't play in duos or solos, so it alienates a lot of the player base. And even someone like me that plays all the time, and I have a pretty regular squad, sometimes we just don't all get on PUBG that night. So we're kind of limited in what we can play, because not only are you going against full squads most of the time in ranked mode, it's also way more serious and people take it way more serious, and they're camping and they're super sweaty about the game. They're trying to get their rank up, whether they're doing that legally or not, who knows, but it definitely seems more intense in that mode. So while ranked mode is fun, it's only fun if you have a squad. But what I find kind of troubling, what I find kind of strange, and I'd love to hear the perspective of PUBG if they haven't answered this already, is why in ranked mode, to qualify, you have to get to survival mastery level 20. But in order to prove to them that you're not a brand new player in Season 7, you have to reach 20 to 30 matches played, it seemed. Couldn't they have done something similar with the survival mastery level system in order to give us fewer bots? There are tons of players that are in the 100 range or more in survival mastery, and a whole bunch of players that have reached the max level of 500. If it's so easy to keep somebody from playing ranked mode with their survival mastery level, why wasn't that a feature that was available to keep people from getting full lobbies of bots? That's something I'll just never understand until maybe it's explained one day. And hopefully that won't be explained in some sort of "this is the day that PUBG died" type of video. Because contrary to popular belief, a lot of you seem to think that I hate the game and I'm just super negative about it all the time. I love PUBG. It's one of my favorite games to ever play, especially with friends, and I would absolutely hate for the game to die. I don't think you stick around and cover a game for 2.5 years if you despise it and want it to go into the ground. But when I cover a game, you're going to get honesty, and I just was upset with the game and how everything was handled. The fact that we didn't get an option to play without bots in our lobbies when they were introduced, and the fact that they basically forced full lobbies of bots to everyone no matter their skill level at the start. That's asinine, and it's caused a whole bunch of players to actually move on from the game and choose different things to play. Even some of the biggest streamers like chocoTaco, Wacky Jackie, and you don't even need to worry about Dr. Disrespect. I'm sure he has all kinds of terrible things to say about it. But you can just go down the list of all the big streamers, and more times than not, they will have something negative to say about how the bots were implemented. Matter of fact, just let me get Choco on the line here. I know I have his personal phone number. Let me just give him a call, see what he has to say. Hey Choco, what's going on? Yeah, I'm just making a video right now. I was recording. I figured, I was gonna talk about your opinions on the game. What you thought about the implementation of bots, and if you like them or not, and if you thought they were a good idea. So I figured, what better way to actually include you in the video than to just give you a call and get your live thoughts on this. So yeah, go ahead.
I knew about them wanting to put bots in the game a long time ago. There was a way for some of us streamers and content creators to interact with the devs a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Privately. And I knew this was a thing they were thinking about. And I told them, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was like, it's not a good idea. It's a bad idea. I wouldn't like it.
In here?
And I said
is this
that
a
they should
three-way
make
call?
it so that it's an offline mode. And I specifically used Terrorist Hunt in Rainbow Six as an example. And obviously, like I said before, they shouldn't listen to me. I mean, well, I don't know why I was there if they're not gonna, but
I think they should listen to you.
They should consider what I have to say, I guess.
Yeah, they should.
It just sucks because I could see it's just one of these things where it comes out and it's wrong, and you know it's wrong, and why don't they know it's wrong? They went through all this trouble with probably a year worth of development for this.
I've been saying that
or something.
No, I've been saying that the whole time.
And it's wrong, dude. It's incorrect.
It's almost I know. Oh God, his line must have cut out. I think Hambino was on the other line. That was a three-way call. But yeah, I've been saying the same thing that Choco was saying just there. It was wrong. The way they implemented the bots was just dead wrong. And I made videos going over it. And, I got crap from a lot of people saying that I was being too harsh on the game. I was turning on the game that gave me what I have on YouTube. Listen, this is just something I do for fun. It's not something that I'm trying to make a career out of by any means. I upload stuff on YouTube because I enjoy it, and as soon as I stop enjoying it, that's when I'm going to stop doing it. Unlike my good pal Choco there, I don't have the following and I don't have the skill to be that high level in this game. And so my opinion doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but his definitely does. He's one of the top streamers, especially on PUBG on Twitch. And whether you like it or not, streamers make a huge difference in today's market. But the good news after all of this is that bots do get better with time. But do you have the time to actually get to that point? Can you slosh through 20 to 30 matches just to get to a point where you only have 20% bots in your match? PUBG in the next update needs to address this and to bring back players that have quit because of the bot crisis on console, especially since there was no other way to play. They need to drastically reduce the number of bots that you have in your starting matches for Season 7 and future seasons going forward, and I think they know this, but they need to do that pretty soon in order to get some of the players back that have left. It'd be awesome if they could just use their survival mastery level system, kind of like they did with ranked mode. That way they can see how long you've been playing the game and if you actually need that additional help. Because at the end of the day, PUBG needed something to help new players. That way you get used to the game mechanics, you get used to the circles, you get used to driving, you get used to all the things that you're going to have to do in a normal game without the threat of just getting plastered every time you step into a fight. Because while you always want to bring in new players, you want to bring in that new revenue, you don't want to piss off the players that have been supporting you the whole time, because you just don't know if those new players that you gained are going to stay. But those are basically my thoughts on it. The bot situation has gotten a lot better as I've been playing the game. So if you're in a rut, if you think, I just can't do this anymore, I just don't know how many more matches I can play when I have 80% bots in my lobby, if you give it enough time, now granted it might vary and I don't know exactly how many matches or how much time it's going to take, but if you give it enough time, the bots get down to a point to where you barely notice them. They are in the matches and you might run into a couple here and there, but they're not everywhere and they're not just ruining the game. Make sure to let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm always interested to hear what you say. And I gotta ask Choco what's up with that three-way call. I thought, we were talking privately there. Sorry, Hambino jumped in there, I believe. But be sure to like the video if you enjoyed or if you found it useful at all, and subscribe to stay up to date on everything that I publish. You can also follow me on Twitter at YTBoris15. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Till next time, I'll see you later.